have with us Tom Gumpster, Gumbleton, the legend, the hero himself. Overall, so obviously you are the esports manager here at epic.LAN.
Yep.
Just trying to go into a bit of detail, see what it is you do, give some specifics so people from the outside can get a better view of things. So what does your job role entail? What are your responsibilities?
So basically my job role is to oversee all the tournaments that happen at epic.LAN, which includes all our 5 esport tournaments and also supervise our fun tournaments that happen as well. Not only do I do that, but I also look after all our casters that are here at the event and the production team that are here at the event, and make sure that all the participants are fairly happy with how the esport tournaments are run, how they're sat. So when it comes to the seating planner, I do a defrag on the seat planner so that teams are all sat next to each other and next to their teammates, basically.
That's great, that's great. So I mean, we know this, and I know this myself, that you've been coming since Epic 5, so we've been a long way. There's been a long journey for yourself. You've risen up the ranks as well and developed into the role that you're in now. What would you say has changed since that first epic.LAN that you've come to where you are now?
I would say that actually the big change has probably been our sort of esports title selection. So when Epic 5 was around, I can't remember how many years, it's probably about 7 years ago now, Epic 5. It was just Counter-Strike Source and Team Fortress 2 at that time. And then obviously they dropped Team Fortress 2, and then they brought in Call of Duty 4 in Epic 7. Now we have 5 different esport titles, which includes Dota 2, Counter-Strike Global Offensive, Overwatch, Hearthstone and StarCraft 2. 2 games of which are not at any other UK LAN in an official capacity now. So we do have the monopoly in that respect. The other kind of changes, really, I mean, some things have obviously stayed the same. You know, the casual community is separate from the competitive community, and you know, the shop and all the staff are relatively the same. I think other things that have changed is the more emphasis we put on the streams now, the fact that our staff team behind the scenes for the streams are a lot bigger nowadays, and also the fact that I think the fact that we've grown to the point where we're selling out an October event that is normally our quietest event of the year, the fact that we've managed to do that this year and become the biggest ever epic.LAN we've ever run is just an incredible change in itself. You know, you look at some of the earlier days when we did move to Kettering Conference Centre. Obviously we struggled for many different teams. It was just sort of in terms of Counter-Strike, it was just more like the top sort of teams only kind of club, and we would always struggle to bring in the community teams. But I think nowadays we see a lot more community teams and a lot less top teams. I mean, obviously we've got quite a few good players here and good teams here at this event, but at the same time we're still lacking a lot of the top players in the scene because of Gfinity this weekend. But it just shows our success at the grassroots more than anything. I think there's been a lot of change in that respect.
For sure. I mean, I think there's been quite a lot of questions over it in recent times as well, in terms of like, where does Epic go from here, sort of thing, because you're in the point where you're reaching full capacity, you're selling out, the statistics for the event itself are getting better each event on each event. So where do you go from here? I mean, obviously there's been the talk of the expansion, but it's a lot easier said than done in many regards. It comes with a very hefty price tag. So what are your plans? Where do you want to see it go, and what do you think will happen with it?
So currently we're at phase 2 of the expansion plan. So that is now at complete capacity in the upstairs and downstairs of Kettering Conference Centre. So the only place we can go now in terms of Kettering Conference Centre is to move into the sports hall. Unfortunately, the sports hall comes at a massive cost. For anyone who has participated at epic.LAN before, they'll know that that sports hall is used all weekend long, and unfortunately that means that's lost revenue for KCC basically, because not only do they take in a lot of money from our event, but they're also still taking a lot of money from just the sports hall alone. So there has to be an expansion plan that accommodates that. So the current line of thinking, obviously this may change going forward, and some of it I probably am restricted to say, but the current line of thinking is to move into the sports hall and also continue to use Lakeside, which is our casual community hall downstairs. So we would take only really the downstairs area and then eventually grow as that goes on. The biggest stumbling block that has right now is basically the logistics right now. So right now we have 5 internet lines that are pumping in the internet infrastructure into this venue, one of which we've bought ourselves, 4 of which are provided by the venue.